The flash report is designed to give the business owner a very quick overview of his present and forecasted cash position and expose every item that impacts cash flow so he can take decisive action to always be building cash and never running out of it. Here is how it works. Under the Cash In column, line 1 reflects his cash balance when the report was created. Line 2 is the amount he expects to receive from his COD customers over the next 30 days. Line 3 is his accounts receivable aging and the total due from his customers. Line 4 are the receivables he actually expects to receive in the next 30 days. By tracking his receivables over the last several months, he discovered that 50% of his total receivables come in every month. By putting a 50% here, it automatically calculates his anticipated collections each week. Line 5 is for customer deposits for work scheduled but not yet performed. And line 6 is the total cash he is forecasting to receive over the next 30 days. The longer you monitor these items, the more accurate your forecasts will become. Next is the Cash Out column. Line 7 is his total accounts payable on the day of this report. Line 8 is any additional credit card payments he might like to make to pay down his balance. Line 9 is his last gross payroll, but if he anticipates his payroll being larger over the next 30 days because of a new employee, increased hours worked, or overtime, he would need to reflect that here. Line 10 are his contract workers who will not show up in his payroll. Line 11 is for checks he might write for miscellaneous purchases. Line 12 is his total cash out, and line 13 is his 30-day cash forecast. Going from a $66,000 cash position to a negative $27,300 over the next 30 days could be very discouraging. But isn't it better to know this 30 days in advance versus having it just surprise him? Instead of going right to his line of credit, let's look at all the other available options he now has right before his eyes. He is already anticipating some customers paying him $5,000 COD. Could he double that by simply asking for a check upon completion instead of letting his customers assume that they will get 30 days to pay? Let's say that he gets more aggressive and increases his collections to 60% by giving incentives to his current customers to pay early and giving discounts to his future customers to pay upon completion. We see here that he is anticipating paying 80% of his payables each month. What if he paid 75% of them instead and pushed just 5% of them into the following week? Here is an easy place to recapture $2,500 by just making his minimum credit card payments, which is on his payables. Additionally, let's say he cuts out his overtime and shaves his payroll by $5,000. Negotiates with his contract labor to take half down and the balance in 15 days, and then cuts his discretionary spending by $1,000. By taking this quick and aggressive action, his 30-day cash forecast went from a negative $27,300 to a positive $56,500. Is 30 days really enough time to make these sort of changes? Not if he was blind to these numbers and the opportunities that they create, but it absolutely is if he knows what changes need to be made and who to hold accountable for executing them. In part 2 of this series, we will explain what this additional information reveals and how he can even further master the mystery of cash flow.